Red Sea, March 2023, 67 nautical miles west of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. USS Theodore Roosevelt, Nimitz-class aircraft carrier, CVN-71 conducting extended patrol operations. Mission duration, 47 days continuous at-sea operations, no port calls, no breaks. The carrier's fuel tanks are massive. Dual nuclear reactors provide propulsion, but the air wing burns conventional jet fuel. JP-5, millions of gallons consumed during flight operations. Ship's fuel status report at 600 hours, 18% remaining. At current consumption rate, Theodore Roosevelt reaches minimum operational reserves in 31 hours. That means the carrier must reduce flight operations, limiting strike capability, or conduct underway replenishment immediately. UNREP, naval aviation's most dangerous routines. Supply ship USNS Arctic, Henry J. Kaiser-class fleet replenishment oiler, is 380 nautical miles north. Arctic carries fuel, munitions, food, spare parts. Everything a carrier strike group needs to remain combat-ready indefinitely. Arctic begins transit south at maximum speed, 20 knots. Arrival time, 19 hours. But weather forecast shows deteriorating conditions. Wind increasing to 35 knots. Wave height building to 8 feet. By the time Arctic reaches Theodore Roosevelt, sea state will be at the upper limit for safe UNREP operations. Carrier Strike Group Commander faces critical decision. Delay UNREP until weather improves, which could take 36-48 hours, forcing Theodore Roosevelt to reduce flight ops and potentially leave the operational area. Or conduct UNREP in marginal weather conditions, accepting increased risk to personnel and equipment. The strategic context matters. Theodore Roosevelt's presence in Red Sea provides air cover for commercial shipping lanes. Houthi rebels in Yemen have increased attacks on merchant vessels. Carrier-based FA-18 Super Hornets provide rapid response capability. Leaving station creates security gap. Commander chooses to proceed with UNREP despite weather. Arctic arrives at rendezvous point at 300 hours. Sea state, force 5. Wind, 32 knots. Wave height, 7 feet, occasionally 9. Visibility, 4 miles in pre-dawn darkness. UNREP procedure requires 2 ships to steam parallel courses, 120-180 feet apart, maintaining exact speed and heading while fuel hoses and cargo lines transfer between vessels. In calm seas, this is routine. In force 5 conditions, in darkness, with both ships rolling and pitching, it becomes exercise, precision seamanship, and crew coordination. Theodore Roosevelt and Arctic established parallel course. Heading 045, speed 12 knots. Separation 150 feet. First line shot across. Messenger line from Arctic to carrier. Deck crews wearing float coats and hard hats fight wind and spray to secure the line. Then the fuel probe extends. Heavy reinforced hose capable of pumping 3,000 gallons per minute. The probe must mate with Theodore Roosevelt's receiving station while both ships roll through 15-degree arcs. 3 attempts, on 4th connection made, fuel flow begins. But the weather continues deteriorating. Wind gusts hit 38 knots. Wave sets grow irregular. Theodore Roosevelt and Arctic start surfing down wave faces, their speeds fluctuating despite throttle adjustments. Distance between ships varies from 140 feet to 165 feet. Tension on fuel hose fluctuates dangerously. Too much tension, hose ruptures, spraying JP-5 across both ships. Too little, hose sags into water, creating drag that could pull crews overboard. Ship's captain maintains voice communication with Arctic's master. Constant adjustments. Come left 2 degrees. Increase speed 0.5 knots. Steady as she goes. For 8 hours, this dance continues. 2.1 million gallons transferred. Enough to sustain flight operations for another 12 days. But fuel is only part of UNREP. Munitions must transfer next. Heavy weapons moving between ships in these conditions exponentially increases risk. GBU-31J DAM guided bombs weigh 2,000 pounds each. M120 air-to-air missiles, torpedoes, all suspended on cables above ocean, swinging with ship motion. One cable failure, one gust of wind, One miscalculation in crane operation, and multi-million-dollar weapon plunges into Red Sea, or worse, crashes into personnel. Arctic's cargo master coordinates transfer. 22 pallets, 4 hours of continuous crane operations. At hour 6 of UNREP, catastrophe nearly strikes. Wave set hits Arctic from unexpected angle. Ship rolls hard to starboard. Cargo line swings wide. 2,000-pound JDAM bomb pendulums toward Theodore Roosevelt's deck crew. Sailors scatter. The weapon swings past, missing closest personnel by 8 feet. Arctic's crane operator arrests the swing, stabilizes the load, completes transfer. No injuries, no damage, but the margin was minimal. After 12 hours of UNREP operations in deteriorating weather, Theodore Roosevelt has taken on fuel, munitions, food, and spare parts. Mission-capable status restored to 98%. Arctic detaches, turning north to return to supply point. Theodore Roosevelt resumes flight operations within 2 hours. The operation succeeded, but post-mission analysis reveals multiple near-miss incidents. Fuel hose came within 300 pounds of rupture tension. Cargo transfer had 3 dangerous swings. Weather conditions exceeded recommended UNREP parameters for 40% of operation duration. 5th Fleet Logistics Commander reviews the mission. Assessment: acceptable risk given strategic necessity, but also not sustainable. Conducting UNREP in Force 5Cs repeatedly will eventually result in casualties or equipment loss. The fundamental challenge of carrier operations: nuclear propulsion gives ships unlimited range, but air wings consume fuel and munitions at rates requiring constant replenishment. Supply ships must reach carriers regardless of weather, and weather in operational areas doesn't follow convenient schedules. U.S. Navy conducts approximately 400 UNREP operations per year across global fleet. Most occur in routine conditions, but significant percentage happen in marginal weather because operational necessity outweighs safety margins. Every UNREP represents calculated risk. Every transfer between ships in open ocean involves 100-ton vessels separated by distance narrower than football field, connected by cables and hoses, affected by wind, waves, and current. And every time, success depends on seamanship, coordination, and crews executing dangerous procedures with precision. Theodore Roosevelt completed its deployment after 89 continuous days at sea. Total UNREP operations conducted, 7. Total fuel transferred, 14.7 million gallons. Total munitions moved, 847 tons. 0 casualties, 0 equipment losses. But every crew member who participated in those operations knows the truth. UNREP in calm seas is routine. UNREP in storms is controlled chaos. One wrong move, one mechanical failure, one wave from unexpected direction, and the mission that keeps carrier strike groups combat ready becomes disaster. The ocean doesn't care about strategic necessity. Storms don't pause for logistics operations, and sailors who conduct UNREP in Force 5 conditions earn every bit of hazard pay they receive. Because keeping a carrier strike group fueled and armed isn't glamorous, isn't dramatic, doesn't make headlines. But it's absolutely essential, and often more dangerous than combat itself.